Beginning of intro. Last summer I saw this bird in the tree, so I decided to paint it. End of intro. Because the time-lapse capture is lower res, make sure you stick around to the end of the video to see the full res version. For this painting, I started with the lasso tool, and I selected different areas and then used a textured brush to create basic shapes. Originally, I had this tree to the left in the composition, but it was just taking away way too much attention from the center, which is the osprey, so I removed it and went for a simpler design. I used a lot of highly textured brushes, so I actually did use some even like leaf brushes and stuff, but I didn't use them as like just the primary thing that I drew the leaves with. I would use them as sort of a texture to overlay over everything else. One of the inspirations for this piece, other than finding the bird, was a painting that I made a little while ago. I'll put a picture of it here, but I really liked the vibe that this painting gave off, so I wanted to create something that was in the same vein. I wanted the feeling to be pastoral and also energetic, and also, I don't know, what other words are there? I don't know, like beautiful and nice and friendly and lively, full of life. I wanted the painting to be full of life. Here I am defining the middle layer of brush and adding highlights to the edges because I'm figuring the sky is lighting everything from the back. So I wanted them to be outlined with this lighter color. Flowers always add so much to a landscape. So after adding these little pops of yellow and purple flowers, I was really happy with how everything was looking. Because I grew up in the country, osprey are a pretty normal thing, and a lot of times you'll see them carrying fish through the air because they like to hunt for fish and catch them, and you'll see the fish it looks like it's swimming, but it's not. So it's its final flight of death. And it's kind of disturbing when you think about it that way, but yeah. After I was pretty happy with the rendering, I took the entire painting and scaled it down and then started working on the borders. I decided to go for this 3-layered look, a trice-layered look. So I cut down on the amount of sky, and then the amount of foliage in the background, and then the largest, widest layer is the front part of the grasses and flowers and stuff. To emphasize the osprey, I put the sun behind it, and at first I was going to make it the moon, but then I decided no, it has to be the sun. And then I created radiating rays of sunlight out from the sun. And I stylized these rays to be kind of microchip-like. I tried different patterns on them until I found this kind of microchip, electronic-looking thing that I liked a lot. They also have this kind of stained glass quality to them because I was raised Catholic, so I spent a lot of time being imprinted by churches. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, doesn't this kind of look like a stained glass window, or like a place it kind of looks like Jesus, Jesus would be there in the center of it. But anyway. The time of day that the painting takes place during is the night or the day, because I don't want to have to choose. So, yeah, we got both the sun and the stars. Here I'm creating more contrast between the tree and the shrubs behind the tree so that it stands out more from the background. And then in the distant background, I'm painting in some basic highlights to define the forms better. The finishing touch was adding some even more beautifulist colors like blue and orange to the center. I went back in with an airbrush and a darker color, almost a black, to deepen some of the shadows and make the lighting more dramatic. And then here is the final product. Yeah, I'm selling prints of it. If you want to check the link in the description, you could buy a print and support me in my art and buy a beautiful print to hang up in your home or give to someone else. So yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next week. All right, bye. End of video.